So today I'm going to share something deeply personal, something that has significantly changed my life. And I believe this story of mine can resonate with many of you and perhaps inspire a change as well. So first thing first, quick question. How many of you believe that success equals having a high-paying job, a fancy-looking car, and a big house? How many of you believe that's the definition of success? And drop a yes if you believe in that, or no if you don't believe in that, because I want to know. All right, so now let me take you back to my childhood. So I live in India. I've come from a very small town. I was raised in a middle-class family, so obviously my parents were a regular 9 to 5 employee, you can say. Only my dad used to work. My mom was a housewife. In my family, where I come from, that was universal formula for success, which is basically you having a high-paying job or a fancy car and a big house like that. I remember this very well because my parents literally used to tell me, hey, you're gonna pass out of school, then get a college degree, and then basically get a job. You should buy a car, you should buy a house, get married, get children, and all that. Okay, so those were the things that my parents kept telling me when I was in college and I was in school. So the mantra was very simple. The money is a scarce resource and you can only secure it through a 9 to 5 job. But there was this part of me, a little rebellious streak, you can say, that always craved freedom and didn't want to be confined to these beliefs around success. Can anyone else relate to that feeling? Let me know in the comments. I remember these days, the thought of being confined to a 9 to 5 job was my personal equivalent of an evil empire. That's what I would say. I literally thought that was the thing, okay? But please don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 job if it brings you happiness and fulfillment. But it was not just for me. So anyways, when I was in college, I embarked on this entrepreneurial journey with 3 of my other friends. As I set foot into this exciting yet unpredictable world of entrepreneurship, I brought along an unwanted baggage, scarcity mindset around money. Because again, there were some deep-rooted beliefs that I was still carrying with me because I was never educated about money and how this whole system works. So for years, these beliefs shaped my world. When I was in that phase just after college, it was in between, I would say 2012 and 2015, I was constantly drawn to flashy, useless items instead of understanding that money is a tool for creating impact and freedom. I literally fell for the marketing gimmicks that equated happiness with material possessions. I craved status symbols. I kept surrounding myself with people who amplified these values. Money in my mind was a scarce resource, which I only understood at that point of time. It is to be spent on the things that offered transient joy but no real value. That's all I did with money. When I passed out of college and I was working with these 3 other friends, building apps around WhatsApp, selling those in the Middle East market, and I was making money. That was literally my belief that, hey, this money is to be spent on this useless thing for some time that offered me transient joy, but then that had no real value, right? Now, how many of you can resonate with this? Have you ever found yourself spending on useless things that don't really add any values to your life? Just check your maybe last few purchases and just ask yourself how much value that thing that you have bought recently. So just let me know in the comments, okay? So anyways, 2 years into my entrepreneurial journey, I met John, my loving husband, my business partner. I met John in 2015. Our journey together with Tier 5 started around that time, and that itself opened up a complete new chapter in my life, especially around my understanding about money, freedom, and success. And that completely shifted my mindset, because I remember this one day, I was maybe having my tea and then contemplating life. I had this epiphany. I literally told myself, what if these beliefs were handcuffs, stifling my true potential? I literally asked myself, was I just playing a character, following a generational script without ever questioning like whether it was the right role for me or not. This was, I would say, just like my friend Jay's dilemma. I was literally talking to one of my friend on Facebook few days earlier, and right now he runs a successful bakery. His growth was stunted for some time by his belief in the old hand kneading method his family always used. His belief was kneading his potential, keeping it confined. That's exactly what my beliefs were doing to me. So then I decided to educate myself more about money, and I realized like how crucial it is to have a healthy relationship with finances, especially as an entrepreneur. So I discovered that money isn't a scarce resource, but a tool for creating value and making a positive impact. Slowly, I started to unlearn my old beliefs. Now, I know so many of you, when you guys have this sort of epiphanies or mind shifting, so you hear or you listen to this type of things and you don't have an open mind to accept all these things that you actually hear or you listen from other successful people, right? But I was not like that. Whenever I started to learn more about money and how should I use money as a tool to create more value and to create impact. So I started to unlearn my old beliefs that I had around success and around money. So I traded my desire for material possessions for a passion to create value. I replaced the misguided notion of money being scarce with the belief that it can be abundant if we approach it the right way. Now, this process of unlearning was by no means easy though. Okay, might be it is so easy for you, started to learn about money and all, and then you suddenly had this success. So no, it was obviously not an easy process. It came with a fair share of discomfort and doubts, but it was worth every struggle because the transformation it brought to my life, it was worth it. When I think about my past and what kind of person I was and what were the habits that I had and what were the things that I used to do versus just what I do right now, it's like a complete different Aunkita, because I have seen that changes in myself and I'm very proud of that. So now today I co-run a multi-million-dollar SaaS company, Tier 5, and I'm surrounded by inspiring, like-minded individuals, and I have redefined my version of success. Like more than the financial success, I'm proud of the mindset shift that I have experienced and the impact we are creating every day through our business. So how can you initiate a similar transformation in your life? Now, here is where I want you to be a part of this conversation, okay? First thing you gotta do, what I did, what has actually helped me to shift my mindset and have this spectacular transformation, I had to identify my beliefs. That's what you gotta do. You have to identify your beliefs. Are you clinging to certain beliefs because that's how it's always been? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. Now, the second thing that I want you to do is now after you identify your beliefs, challenge it. Be brave enough to question these beliefs. That's what I did. Ask yourself, hey, is this belief serving my growth or is it restricting me? Be brutally honest in this assessment. For instance, if you believe that you cannot start a business because you don't have enough money or connections, challenge that belief. There are countless successful entrepreneurs who started with nothing. We did. We literally, me and John started our business with nothing. Or we didn't have any money or investment or meaningful connections at that point of time who has helped us in that process. But we obviously knew the things that we need to grow our business, and we got those things by learning from the internet and implementing those things in our business. Can you shift your perspective to see your lack of resources as an opportunity to be innovative and resourceful or not? And then the third thing is to replace that belief. So once you have identified a limiting belief, find an empowering belief to replace it. This won't be easy and it will require stepping out of your comfort zone. But remember, growth happens in the discomfort zone. So for example, replace the belief that you think that, hey, you need a lot of money to start a business with the belief that you need a great idea and the determination to make it happen. You got that? So first thing first, identify your belief. What is that belief that is holding you back? The second thing is challenging it. So ask yourself, is this belief serving you or is it restricting your growth? And then third, that, you gotta replace that belief. Once you have identified that belief, you gotta replace it with an empowering belief. When you actually step out of your comfort zone, I promise you that you're gonna see growth. I promise you that. Nobody ever got successful by staying in their comfort zone. So now I want you to remember that the most potent chains holding you back are the ones you have locked around yourself, the limiting beliefs that confine your potential. But again, don't forget, the key to these chains is in your hands. One more time, I want to say this. I want you to really remember that the most potent chains holding you back are the ones that you have locked around yourself. You have to recognize and question what's been holding you back. Take that brave step to replace your limiting beliefs with the ones that empowers you, fuel your aspirations, and open doors to possibilities, because that's what I want for you. I know that change is not always easy, and it can bring its share of discomfort and uncertainty. I will leave you with this thought from Lao Tzu: when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. So let's dare to let go of those limiting beliefs. Let's dare to become what we might be. Before we wrap this up, I want you to know I have a membership where also I add daily action plans, what you should be doing on a daily basis to grow your business, to make more money so that you can have more time and more freedom in your life. So the benefit of joining the membership offers you a chance to grow, to transform, and also to reach those heights that you have always knew that you were capable of. Okay, so if you're ready to challenge your beliefs, embrace the unknown, and unlock your fullest potential alongside a supportive community and powerful resources, just send me a DM for the link. Okay, thank you so much for being with me on this journey, and I hope that you too will dare to change, to grow, to become. That was my story that I just wanted to share. I wanted you to know that the Aunkita 5 years before is not the same that you see right now, who she was 6-7 years before. I literally had a huge mindset shift around freedom, around success, around money, around life in general, and I am so proud of it, who I am right now. And I know I still have so much room to grow, and I am working on it. I am learning, I am growing every day, and I'm so proud of myself right now. Okay, so I wanted you to know that this is possible. A change is possible. Mindset shift is possible. Unlearning your old beliefs is possible when you are open to embrace the changes and adapt. You gotta think yourself, hey, how can I make my own journey more special, more exciting to myself? So share them in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to become what we might be together. Until next time, dream big, break some rules, and stay rebellious.